What is up, everybody? It is JT Sports. I am back to you guys with another video. I want to talk about the New England Patriots. I feel like this team is being heavily overlooked when it comes to the Super Bowl conversation. Everybody's talking about the Cleveland Browns, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, and rightfully so, because those are three of the best teams not only in the AFC, but in the NFL. They deserve to be heavily talked about when it comes to the Super Bowl discussion. But I definitely feel like not enough people are talking about the Patriots. The Patriots definitely deserve to at least be mentioned as dark horse Super Bowl contenders, because this is a really good roster. Now, they may not have a lot of big household names, a lot of flashiness, but you want to know one thing they do have? They're really good up front on both sides of the football, in the trenches. And you guys know me. You guys know what I'm about to say. It's starting to sound cliche. I might as well get it trademarked and put on a t-shirt. But the game of football is won and lost in the trenches. I hear everybody's argument against me considering the Patriots a dark horse Super Bowl contender being, well, JT, they don't have enough wide receivers and they don't have enough weapons on the outside. And I'm so tired of that nonsense. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good of a group of wide receivers that you have if those guys don't have enough time to get open. The Patriots defensive line not only is one of the most talented in the league, but they have a lot of depth. And when you have a lot of depth, you can rotate guys in. You can keep guys fresh. You reduce the chances of your starters getting injured. Last year, the Patriots' best players, the majority of them, opted out last year due to COVID, which forced the Patriots to have to start the younger guys on their roster, which now ends up being a good thing because now those younger guys like Chase Winovich and Josh Uche got a lot of playing time and a lot of experience. Now, although they may not get as much playing time this season that they got last year, they're still going to provide great depth in case, unfortunately, somebody goes down with an injury, or they can be good rotational pieces. You look at Dont'a Hightower coming back. You also bring back Kyle Van Noy. I find it very funny how every time it seems like somebody leaves the Patriots in free agency and signs with another team, they always, a couple of years later, end up back on New England. Really weird. But you look at this defensive line, you bring in Matthew Judon, who played for Baltimore. I think he's going to be a really good fit in Bill Belichick's defense. Ravens fans out there, a good amount of them think that Matthew Judon is overrated. He may be, but definitely I think Bill Belichick is going to be able to get the most out of him. Lawrence Guy, Dietrich Wise. You got Christian Barmore in the second round of this past year's NFL draft, which people out there, some draft analysts believe that he was a top 15 talent. Patriots got him in the second round. So this defensive line is really talented. And they got a lot of depth, especially at linebacker. Linebacker depth for New England is absolutely ridiculous. We know about their starters, Dont'a Hightower, Kyle Van Noy. But you got Chase Winovich, Josh Uche, Raekwon McMillan. Like, Raekwon McMillan probably could be a starter on a handful of NFL teams right now. Like, the depth that New England has on the defensive side of the football, it's unfair. When you look at corner, that's probably where the biggest concern lies if you are a Patriots fan. We know about J.C. Jackson, who was a breakout performer for New England last year, but we don't know about what Stephon Gilmore's future with this team is going to be. Is he going to get traded, or is he going to remain the Patriots? But either way, I still think that New England is set if they have to get rid of Stephon Gilmore, because I think they have a pretty good amount of talent at depth there, well, a lot of depth there at that cornerback position that I think they would be comfortable with getting rid of Stephon Gilmore. He's been in trade talks for the last couple of months now. Then at safety, you got Devin McCourty, Adrian Phillips. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Kyle Duggar this year. He played sparingly as a rookie back in 2020 last year. This defense for New England is legit. And remind you that last year, despite the amount of starters that they had, rather that be due to opting out or injuries, this was still a really good defense. This was still a top 10 defense, in my opinion. The offense is really good also. The offensive line, You got Trent Brown, Isaiah Wynn at your 2 offensive tackle spots. Offensive guard Michael Anu, who was the best rookie offensive guard in the NFL last year. You got Shaquille Mason, center David Andrews. Your offensive line is definitely top 10 at worst. At best, it could be top 5. But you do have a top 10 offensive line, which is going to help out the quarterback position. The quarterback position is probably going to be the biggest argument that people are going to use against me in the comment section of me saying that the Patriots are a Super Bowl contender, because they're going to say, well, JT, you can't consider them a dark horse Super Bowl contender because what about the quarterback position? They're going to be starting Mac Jones or Cam Newton, and I understand that. But I honestly feel like it doesn't matter who starts at quarterback for New England this year. My opinion wouldn't change. You guys got to remember that New England is going to be a run-heavy football team with Damian Harris, Sony Michel, James White. We're going to see all 3 of those guys pretty much split time this year at running back for New England. This is a Patriots team that is built like the old-fashioned Patriots teams that Bill Belichick has won Super Bowls with in the past. You don't have the flashiest names at wide receiver, but you have guys who can get the job done. Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar was the best wide receiver on the Raiders last year. He had probably the best season of his career. Nobody really talking about it. You bring in Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, 2 of the better tight ends in the league. That's definitely going to boost up the passing game, which I was talking to my guy, Juice Alert. Make sure that you go ahead and check my guy out. You just type in Juice Alert. But he was trying to tell me that Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry wouldn't really be all that big of an upgrade in the passing game. I don't think enough people realize, but the Patriots offense is heavily dedicated towards getting the tight ends involved in the passing game. It's not really all about the wide receivers. The tight ends really dictate this offense. And remember the last time the Patriots had 2 good tight ends with Rob Gronkowski, and I don't want to mention his name, but you guys know who. That was a 2-headed monster that they had there at tight end, and they were doggone good offensively with it. So at wide receiver, on top of having Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, you have Jacoby Myers, who was probably the best wide receiver on the Patriots roster last season. He could be in for a breakout year. N'Keal Harry. I mean, is he a lost cause? Can he play? The Patriots did waste a first-round pick on him. Can he stay healthy? Then it all comes down to the quarterback position. Mac Jones and Cam Newton. Now, Mac Jones had a really good minicamp for New England. And on top of that, he performed so well during the New England Patriots minicamp that he has somewhat forced a quarterback competition between him and Cam Newton heading into training camp. Now, I believe that Cam Newton is still going to win the starting job over Mac Jones because I think Bill Belichick probably prefers to start a veteran over a rookie, because with rookie quarterbacks, you normally have some growing pains here and there. Despite how good they play, you're still going to have a couple of off games. Cam Newton also knows the playbook more. He's more experienced. I think that Cam Newton probably should be the favorite to win the job, but at the same time, Bill Belichick doesn't play favorites, and he's still going to start the best guy. So if Mac Jones beats out Cam Newton, I trust Bill Belichick's judgment. I feel like the Patriots can win with both. When you look at how good this roster is, you look at how good the receiving core is compared to what it was last year. You have a top 10, top 5 off the line. You're going to have a good running game, and you got a great defense that you can lean on when you get in tight games. I feel like Cam Newton got a lot of scrutiny last year for his performances, and I think it was kind of unfair in a sense because, yeah, he does deserve a good amount of blame, but he didn't really have the best situation to succeed. On top of that, nobody talks about how good Cam Newton was before he came down with COVID. COVID messed up everything. I was watching I Am Athlete when he was doing a show on I Am Athlete. He was talking about how COVID kind of messed everything up. It messed up his momentum and threw his schedule off track and threw his whole entire season on track. And he pretty much was playing the whole entire season after that, trying to play catch up. So now with Cam Newton with a full regular offseason under his belt and a legitimate supporting cast with a good group of wide receivers, a good off the line to throw the football to and to protect him, I think he's going to be in for a bounce back year. He probably could win comeback player of the year. And even if you do start Mac Jones, he's still same thing goes for him. He's probably in the best situation out of any rookie quarterback that was drafted in this past year's draft class. He has the best team and best roster and the best coach than any other rookie QB. So for me, I definitely feel like the Patriots deserve to be considered at least a dark horse Super Bowl contender. And if your favorite team has to play the Patriots in the wild card round of the upcoming playoffs for this NFL season, you should be really concerned, because this should be the last team that anybody should want to face, especially in the late half of the season, in the month of November and December, when the majority of you guys' rosters are going to be depleted due to injuries, fatigue. Meanwhile, the Patriots have a lot of depth that they can rotate guys in and keep guys fresh. And that's not just on defense, but that's also on offense as well. When you have a lot of depth, it's not just all about guys who can step in and replace guys with injuries. When you have depth, you also have guys who you can rotate in and keep guys fresh. So let me know what you guys think about the Patriots down in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe that the Patriots are a dark horse Super Bowl contender in 2021? Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and college football videos, and thanks for watching.